Part 2. Soon Qianqian was about to start junior high. Ling approached me, demanding that Qianqian move in with me. Little sister, your place is so close to the school. After work, you can just take Qianqian back and tutor her. Otherwise, you'd have to rush all the way to our house to teach her. That's way too inconvenient. Oh, and by the way, make sure you cook with a lot of onions and garlic, and make a big pot of lamb or beef stew every day. That way, Qianqian's night-blooming Jasmine will get even stronger. I almost laughed out loud from pure anger. How did she have the nerve to make demands like this? In my past life, when lying demanded, I take over Qianqian's academics, my parents didn't care that I had just started my career and was trying to get on my feet. They all took turns pressuring me into helping raise Qianqian, thinking about family loyalty. I agreed to it. I tutored Qianqian every single day, took care of her meals and daily life, and was more attentive than her actual mother. But Lai Ying didn't appreciate it at all. If Qianqian got good grades, she claimed Qianqian's was smart just like her. If she got bad grades, the whole family blamed me for being irresponsible. Qianqian was a total ingrate too. She would secretly complain to her mom, "Auntie is so strict with me. Is it because she doesn't have a boyfriend and is just frustrated? You have no idea how much I suffer." It really is true that only a child's own mother cares about them. Anyway, I couldn't win no matter what I did. Now that I was living my second life, I had completely seen through lying and Qianqian's true colors. Not to mention, Qianqian literally owed me a life. Why would I ever repay evil with kindness? I put on a troubled expression. Sister-in-law, it's not that I don't want Qianqian to stay with me. I just think it's better for kids to experience communal living. Let Qianqian board at school. Having a bunch of girls surrounding Qianqian would be way better than just me taking care of her, right? Lying had a brain, but not much of one. Even though she wasn't happy, I rejected her when she heard that having kids her own age take care of Qianqian could be a massive advantage. She changed her tune. Then you help find her a good class. Find a few little followers for Qianqian. I smiled and agreed completely. Why wouldn't I fulfill my sister-in-law's request? The grade level dean for Qianqian's year was my upperclassman from college. We were very close during grad school. I asked her to place Qianqian in a class, door full of kids with powerful connections. I wanted to see how she was going to throw her weight around now. Soon Qianqian started 7th grade, but just 2 days after the semester started, I ran into a furious lying right at the school. Trailing behind her was Qianqian, looking incredibly wronged. Qianqian even looked like she had been crying, but she was covered in grease and sweat. Just looking at her made my stomach turn. It was impossible to feel any sympathy for her. It turned out some classmates recognized Qianqian as the night-blooming Jasmine from the internet. Word spread like wildfire. Everyone knew her body odor was so bad it made a cat throw up. Nobody wanted to sit next to her. Some kids even intentionally fanned the air and covered their noses. Then Qianqian walked by, staring at her with pure disgust. These kids were all raised like pampered royalty. They were little tyrants in their own homes. They definitely weren't going to coddle Qianqian. Qianqian had never faced this kind of humiliation before. She cried and threw a fit, demanding to go home no matter what. Lying poked her hard in the forehead, furious that she was being so weak. "Why are you going home? Do we not have the right to an education?" Then she jumped up like an angry rooster, pointed right at the discipline director's nose and started screaming curses. "Our Qianqian gets VIP treatment everywhere she goes. If your school doesn't give us a proper explanation today, I'm going straight to the Board of Education to report you. I'll expose you on my channel." The discipline director wiped the sweat from his forehead, apologizing repeatedly. He finally promised to have his own daughter share a desk with Qianqian. Only then did Li Ying back down. Luckily, the director's daughter had severe allergies, so the smell didn't affect her as much. But knowing Qianqian had a mother like that, she still refused to play with her. The situation in the dorms was basically the same. Nobody wanted to share a room with Qianqian, so she was gifted her very own single dorm room. To put it simply, Qianqian was completely isolated the second school started. But Li Ying wasn't worried at all. She took all of this special treatment, it was a massive flex, and posted it all over her personal account. "My daughter has night-blooming Jasmine, and the discipline director's kid is her personal study buddy. My daughter has night-blooming Jasmine, and the school treats her like royalty, giving her a private room." Lying was still incredibly smug, completely oblivious to to the fact that Qianqian had become an absolute outcast at school. Teenagers do all have their little crushes and innocent thoughts. Qianqian was no exception, but nobody in her class would even talk to her. She had nowhere to put those feelings. Several times, I caught her sneaking creepy looks at the sports rep from the class next door. The sports rep was tall, athletic, and had a cute little snaggletooth when he smiled. He was definitely a good-looking kid. I used a burner account to add Qianqian on WeChat, pretending to be a student from the class next door. I told Qianqian that because he was a popular guy at school. I just wanted to expand my friend group. At first, Qianqian was a little guarded, but she couldn't resist the urge to overshare. It wasn't long before she spilled everything about her secret crush. I encouraged her, Qianqian, if you like the sports rep so much, why don't you confess to him? Qianqian sent a blushing emoji and said she didn't know how to do it. I told her, I heard the sports rep likes petite girls, especially the kind who can be completely swallowed up by his oversized jacket. Qianqian, fortune favors the bold. You should just wait until the sports rep isn't around and put on his jacket. Then, when he comes looking for it, you make a grand entrance right in front of him. It'll be perfect. You're so unique. A guy like him will definitely never forget a woman like you. Thinking about the other side of the screen, Qianqian's greasy face, and her lethal, invisible stench, I could only silently apologize to the handsome sports rep. In my head, how are you so smart? She sent a sticker of hugging me, cheering excitedly. The next day during lunch break, I heard a massive commotion outside the faculty office. The center of the drama was none other than Qianqian. The girls from the class next door had her surrounded, screaming at her for being shameless. It turned out when the sports rep came back from the bathroom, he realized his uniform jacket was missing. He looked everywhere for it and finally discovered that Qianqian was wearing his jacket. He didn't say a word, just demanded it back, but he never expected the jacket would be so rancid it was unwearable. He had no choice but to quietly throw it away. When class started, the teacher noticed the sports rep wasn't wearing his uniform jacket and publicly reprimanded him. The sports rep didn't try to explain himself. He just said he forgot it and willingly accepted the punishment. But a classmate who witnessed the whole thing cleared things up for him in front of the teacher. This completely set off the students in his class, especially the girls who had a crush on the sports rep. They spontaneously organized a mob, determined to drag Qianqian over and make her apologize to him. By the time we rushed over, Qianqian was losing her mind in the middle of the crowd. Her face was beet red and she shrieked at the top of her lungs, "Didn't you guys tell me? The sports rep liked it when people wore his clothes? And you said if he saw how small I looked in it, he would definitely like it." The students were completely shocked by her words. They looked at her like she was an absolute psycho. Are you literally insane? Name one girl in our class who would ever say something like that to you.
Exactly. Just talking to you makes me feel dirty.
Have you never smelled your own stench? You smell bad enough to kill an elephant. How do you have the nerve to wear someone else's clothes? The crowd was screaming from every direction, cursing Qianqian so badly she couldn't even talk back. Finally, the sports rep stepped in to defuse the situation. He claimed he just didn't put the jacket away properly, and he didn't blame Qianqian. He said he threw the jacket away simply because he didn't like people touching his things. For a kid his age handling a situation like that, he was incredibly mature and graceful. I thought the whole thing was over, but somehow Ling found out about it. She barged straight into the classroom next door and dragged the sports rep right out of his seat. Are you the one who broke our Qianqian's heart? Who the hell do you think you are? How are you even worthy of my night-blooming Jasmine daughter? As she said that, she raised her hand, ready to slap the sports rep across the face. Everything happened so fast. Neither the teachers nor the students had time to react, but Qianqian moved fast. She instantly threw herself in front of the sports rep. Pulling and dragging, she managed to pull Lying away. The school administration was absolutely furious this time. They refused to compromise or back down. The principal warned Lying never to set foot on campus again. If she ever tried to harm a student again, they would call the police immediately. Call the police? You think I'm scared of you? I can sue you all for discrimination. Even as she was being dragged away, Lying was still screaming and acting tough. She completely failed to notice the look of absolute embarrassment on Qianqian's face outside the crowd. It was the first time Lai Ying actually faced consequences. She was so angry she couldn't even eat. Whenever she brought it up, she still flew into a rage. Who does that sports rep think he is? How dare he bully our Qianqian? This time Qianqian didn't agree with her mom. She pulled a long face, her expression dark. Tell me the truth. Did that little brat try to seduce you first? Li Ying relentlessly pressured Qianqian to admit it. Qianqian got annoyed by the questioning, turned around and went into her bedroom. Bang, the sound of the door slamming shut. I reminded Li Ying that she could share this story on her account and let the internet judge who was right. Li Ying immediately perked up. She instantly drafted and posted a story. In the post, she claimed that a male student played with Qianqian's feelings and that the school covered it up, helping powerful students but bully her night-blooming Jasmine daughter. She found a picture of Qianqian crying and claimed her child was at home suffering. Even though she exaggerated wildly, throwing massive amounts of dirt at AT, the school and the students, the result was the exact opposite of what she expected. The vast majority of the internet wasn't buying it, because someone in the comments who knew the inside story laid out exactly what happened, detail by detail. The person who leaked the truth was me. I detailed exactly how Qianqian harassed the sports rep and how the sports rep helped her out of the situation. I wrote it out with extreme precision. A bunch of local accounts also came to back me up, proving that what I said was true. Clicking on their profiles, almost all of them were students from the same school as Qianqian. Now Li Ying had no way to defend herself, and the internet showed her no mercy. The curses were absolutely vile. Li Ying was bullied into submission. In the end, she had no choice but to delete the post. Lying's psychotic behavior completely destroyed whatever sympathy Qianqian had left. Students who previously didn't care about her spettered, actively hating her. Whenever Qianqian walked by, everyone's first reaction was to cover their noses and walk away. Some people even intentionally made gagging noises and then burst into laughter together. Qianqian wanted to get mad, but she couldn't pin it on anyone, because literally everyone hated her. They even gave her a nickname. Bio, a bold student Peven, wrote a limerick to mock her. Bio stands brave on the field, sweeting bullets under the sun. Bio's heart flutters in the dark, stealing clothes like it's just for fun. When Qianqian found out, she ran out of the classroom crying, but absolutely no one cared. When I heard the news, I was grading my students' homework. I didn't even look up. In my past life, whenever Qianqian felt slightly wronged, she would come to me crying and throwing a tantrum. Even when it was entirely her own fault, she would never let it go. I would sit down with her, explain things step by step, and teach her how to interact with her classmates normally. But all my exhausting efforts were never rewarded in the end. In this life, without my careful guidance, Qianqian could only resort to crying and throwing fits to vent her emotions. But without an audience, she just looked pathetic. Li Ying had no idea Qianqian was being isolated at school, and Qianqian probably wouldn't tell her anyway, because ever since Li Ying showed up that last time, Qianqian was visibly unhappy. As time went on, the negative impact of this peer rejection set showing its effects on her. Qianqian looked exhausted and defeated. Her eyes became evasive. When she walked, she kept her head down, hugging the walls and scurrying away quickly. She honestly looked exactly like a rat crossing the street. Seeing her like this, I didn't feel a single ounce of pity. I used to give her so much tolerance and love, but how did she repay me? When she dropped that flower pot, her twisted face still flashed in my mind constantly. If I showed any mercy now, then all the suffering I went through before would be entirely my own fault. Qianqian wasn't totally stupid. Seeing her classmates isolate her, she tried to use me as a shield. In crowds, she would affectionately call me Auntie. She would constantly wander into my office for no reason. When she found out, the grade level dean was close with me. She ran over to suck up to her too. I didn't give her an inch. Smiling, I peeled her hand off my sleeve. Student Qianqian, we are at school right now. You can be just like everyone else. And call me Miss Sue. The shock in her eyes was obvious. I just pretended not to see it. A month later, Qianqian suddenly demanded to get the body odor removal surgery. Li Ying was the first to jump up and object. Qianqian, are you crazy? This night-blooming Jasmine is your ultimate advantage. You absolutely cannot cut it out. Qianqian didn't say a word. Did you forget how many benefits we got from your night-blooming Jasmine? Everything you eat and wear. Where do you think it came from? And all those fans who love your unwashed clothes. She kept trying to convince her. Did your aunt tell you to cut it out? Seeing Qianqian not reacting, Ling suddenly aimed her fire at me. What are you talking about? Sister-in-law. I actually think it's better for Qianqian to keep the night blooming Jasmine. Otherwise, how would she get so much special attention at school? When I said that, my tone went up at the end. I said it specifically for Qianqian to hear. Sure enough, the second Qianqian heard me mention school, she completely lost it. She screamed at the top of her lungs, I'm getting it cut out. I want it cut out. If you don't let me get the surgery, I'll jump out the window right now. She ran to the window, acting like she was going to jump. This absolutely terrified my brother and Lai Ying. After a ton of pleading and begging, they finally calmed her down. In the end, Lai Ying compromised. She agreed to take Qianqian for the surgery. The surgery was a success, but Lai Ying wasn't happy at all. She complained that she couldn't run her social media account anymore. Without the night-blooming Jasmine, Qianqian was just a normal kid. Naturally, she couldn't use her to get free stuff anymore. I comforted her. The internet isn't all real anyway. The internet doesn't know Qianqian got the surgery. Just have her keep pretending she still has body odor. It's fine. Ling was very satisfied and decided to do exactly what I said. After Qianqian got her body odor removed, sure enough, that overpowering stench was gone. But her classmates didn't care. Whenever they saw her, they still treated her like she had the plague, terrified to be anywhere near her. No matter how much she tried to explain, nobody believed her. After all, Lai Ying was still updating her account. In front of the camera, Qianqian would still look completely intoxicated, smelling her own armpits, and then shoving her hands in other people's faces to see their reaction. Qianqian's repulsive image was already deeply ingrained in her classmates' minds. Nobody had the energy to investigate someone with such a massive toxic history, even if she had actually changed. So even though Qianqian started washing her hair and showering and changed her clothing style, her classmates still kept their distance just like before. This was obviously completely unexpected for Qianqian. Not long after, I noticed Qianqian was starting to have mental issues. She started experiencing phantom smells. Auntie, do you smell that? The house smells like burning straw. Auntie, smell my room. Does it smell like smoke? Qianqian kept dragging me around, asking endlessly. I said, 9 times out of 10, these smells aren't even real. But I wasn't going to tell her the truth. Sometimes I agreed with her, sometimes I denied it. She became completely confused. If you think losing the smell fixes the problem, you don't understand the psychological damage. Part 3 is where the mind breaks completely.